by Nicole and Kat, the Gazelle's grandchildren. However, before we hear God's word, Bill, the son-in-law, will share a few words in eulogy. So, Nicole and Kat, Bill, I ask you to come forward.
Morning.
Good morning.
For those that don't know me, I'm Maureen's husband, and just for the record, I'm in the top 2 of Gazelle's favorite son. On behalf of Lorraine and Shirley, we want to thank everybody here today who are here just to celebrate Gazelle's life and to honor her memory. Green Bay is a cold place, and we've been here a couple of weeks, and it's been tough. But there's so much warmth in this community. We've had so much support from the folks at Unity, Local Wall, here at Prince of Peace, and it's meant so much to our families, and we're very thankful. Maureen and I also want to thank Shirley and Bruce, not only for their hospitality over the last couple of weeks, while we've been in here in Green Bay, but more importantly, for taking on most of the care and support for Gazelle over the past so many years, especially as she's grown more dependent on others and has been in need of so much attention. There's no way I can do justice to Gazelle's 90 years of life in just a few minutes, but I do want to share a few thoughts with you. Gazelle was one of 13 children. Her mother, Baban, married a man who already had 6 children from a prior marriage, and then she had 7 of her own children. I call it kind of a Brady Bunch on steroids. We can only imagine what Gazelle's early life was like. When I reflect on it, it reminds me of an epic novel. Gazelle grows up in war-torn Europe, occupied by the Nazis, and witnessing the experiences and the horrors of World War II firsthand. Albert, her future husband, loses his business to the Nazis and is forced to work for Germany. After the war, one of her sisters is separated behind the Iron Curtain in East Berlin. At age 24, she marries a man 13 years her senior, and with a few tailor skills in her pocket, she follows him to a foreign country to start fresh, searching for a better life. Sounds like a pretty good movie, perhaps titled Albert and Gazelle Come to America. Gazelle had to learn English, make new friends, find work where she was as a seamstress, and later as a furrier, where she even made trips to Chicago to buy furs for the coats that she made. She was a very talented and successful tailor, able to make men's suits just by looking at them, not even taking the measurements. Gazelle raised Lorraine and Shirley, not with much wealth, but in a home provided for all their needs, a safe home, and a solid foundation of the Catholic faith. While doing so, she continued to hone her skills as a seamstress and a furrier, learning skills and a trade that many of us would be in awe of today, finding a way to add to the family finances. She and her husband, Albert, sacrificed much to see that their daughters were given every opportunity for education and independence. She was a simple woman who supported her church, who loved her family, liked to kid around and banter with family and friends, loved to cook wonderful meals and to travel and see interesting places. But at her foundation was a drive to provide for her family, to invest in what she and Albert knew would be the opportunities for the next generation of trees. When an architect finishes his or her life, they can look back and point at structures that they've designed. And although Gazelle did design many types of clothing for men and women, her most successful creations lie under this roof today. There is perhaps no greater legacy than her daughters, who have grown to be strongly independent women raised wonderful families of their own and who have successful careers. Bruce, did I mention that they were strong, independent women? If further proof was needed of Gazelle's successful life, we could look at her grandchildren and step-grandchildren who have also grown to be successful and good people. And we even have Gazelle's first great-grandchild, Jackson, with us today, who, by the way, is quite a dancer. We know the last few years were challenging for Gazelle, both physically and mentally, and she suffered greatly from the loss of her husband, and more recently with the deterioration of her body. Today we celebrate her life, and we look for a way to let her go. It is comforting to know that she is finally at peace with her grandson Jeremy and her husband Albert. Our faith gives us comfort knowing she is now in a better place.
A reading from the book of Proverbs. Who can find a woman of worth? Far beyond jewels is her value. She reaches out her hands to the poor and extends her arms to the needy. She is not concerned for her household when it snows. All her charges are doubly clothed. She is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs at the days to come. She opens her mouth in wisdom. Kindly instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of the household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband, too, praises her. Many are the women of proven worth, but you have excelled them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty fleeting. The woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Acclaim her to the work of her hands, and let her deeds praise her at the city gates. The word of the Lord.
Praise be to God.
second letter of St. Paul to Timothy. For I am already being poured out like a libation, and the time of my departure is at hand. By the competed well. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. From now on,